Hello everyone, I would like to discuss about the structural equation model or SEM. Why we use SEM? The conventional method such as linear regression, analysis of variance, logistic regression, and then cluster analysis as well as the factor analysis have several limitations. This method cannot handle the many model or complex model simultaneously, but SEM can do it. Second, the conventional method just measure the measurable data or the observable data. But in the social science, sometimes we need to analyze the something abstract. For example, customer satisfaction, customer loyalty. Maybe we want to analyze the intention. Maybe we want to analyze the reputation, and so on. The conventional method cannot do it, but the SEM can to analyze the abstract. In the SEM, we call it the abstract by the latent variable or the construct. Actually, in the SEM is combination between the parts analysis to catch the complex model and the factor analysis to catch the abstract variable or latent variable. In here we can see that the factor has some variable here, and in the SEM we call it the variable is as the indicator or the item or manifest, because the latent variable we cannot measure directly, so we need indicator, we need manifest to catch the latent variable. Here is the SEM model. Basically, SEM model has two model. First is measurement model. Measurement model, we talk about the construct and the indicator. This is the measurement model, and here. And second, we talk about the structural model. The structural model is like the patch analysis. We talk about the relation between latent variable. In the measurement model, we have the SEM have two type of measurement model. First is reflective and second the formative. What is different between reflective and formative model? Okay, the simple way, the reflective is the construct causes the item. For example here, because this consumer is satisfied, they appreciate this hotel. Because the consumer is satisfied, they are looking forward to staying in this hotel. Because the consumer satisfied with this hotel, they will recommend this hotel to the others. So the arrow going from the latent going to the item or manifest. How about the formative model? The formative model is the item, the manifest is caused the latent. For example, the service is good, so I satisfy to this hotel. Because the personnel is friendly, I satisfy in this hotel. Because the room are clean, I satisfy in this hotel. So the error also going from the item go to the construct. After we know about the measurement model, reflective and formative model, now I would like to discuss about the Patz effect model. Patz effect model is same with the structural model. The first is the simple effect. For example, like this one, this is reputation lead to satisfaction and lead to the loyalty. And then is mediated effect. The loyalty can be affected by reputation directly or by reputation through the satisfaction. This means the satisfaction become the mediator. The third is moderated effect. The income will moderate the effect of satisfaction on loyalty. The moderator can be strange or the lower the effect. And then the multi-group analysis, when the data consists of the sum of group, for example, the female and male, or maybe the education level or the income level, and so on, we can analyze by multi-group analysis. And the last is the control effect, in which the dependent variable may be not only affected by the independent, but there are some the control variable that can affect the dependent variable. And in the SEM, there are two approach to analyze the SEM model. First is based the variance or component, and the second is based on the covariance. There are some difference between both of them based on the objective. The variance cool to predict the model, and for the covariance to test the hypothesis. The assumption also different. For the variance based SEM is non-parametric, but for the covariance based SEM is parametric. Number of latent also different. The variance based SEM can any number and can handle the high complexity, but in the covariance based SEM only 8 latent, so very limited, and just handle the low complexity. Also for the sample size, the variant based SEM only 20 until 100 is enough based on the maximum item among the construct. The simple way is the thumb of rule, the sample size in the variant based SEM is 10 times from the most the item among the construct. But for the covariant based SEM is should be 10 times from the all indicator. This is the key characteristics of PLSM, because in the next we will talk about the PLSM. The characteristic data is no distribution assumption, but influential outlier and collinearity. So we need to check the outlier and collinearity. And then PLSM also can incorporate reflective and formative model, but for CPSM is cannot only can the reflective model. For model estimation, we can see in here. When we use the covariance-based SEM, the popular software in CPSEM is AMOS. The goal is theory testing and confirmation, and the second is error term required additional specification, and then the structural model has circular relationship, and the result require a global goodness of fit criterion. And when we use the PLSM, if the goal is prediction perspective first, and then if the model is complex, also we have small sample size, and then if we have the secondary data, we can use the PLSM. And how to do the evaluation of PLSM? First, we check the measurement model. First, we check the reflective model, and then we check the formative model. If no formative model, we directly go to the structural model. Here, okay, we have case study about the corporate reputation model by Albert 2010. The goal of the model is to explain the effect of corporate reputation on customer satisfaction and ultimately customer loyalty. Corporate reputation represents a company's overall evaluation by its stakeholder. It is measured using two dimensions. One dimension represents cognitive evaluation of the company, and the construct is the company competence. The second dimension capture effective judgment, which determine the company ability. Well, first is we make the conceptual theoretical model like this one. This is the independent variable, competence and likability. And the target is customer loyalty. And this is customer satisfaction is become a mediation model. And the hypothesis is, first, competence has effect on customer loyalty. Second hypothesis is likability has effect on customer loyalty. And the third is customer satisfaction mediate competence on customer loyalty. And the fourth, customer satisfaction mediate like on customer loyalty. This is the measurement model based on the theory I mentioned before. How to measure the competence. We cannot directly measure the competence. We need use the indicator. In here we have three indicators. Same like and customer loyalty. We cannot measure directly. We need indicator, and this is the indicator. And then if we already have the indicator and questionnaire, we can do the data collection. After we get the data, we should check the missing data. If the missing data is more than 15%, remove the variable. But if the missing data less than the 5%, we can be replaced with the mean value. And the second is we check outlier. Need to check and identify. If outlier come from the entry error, delete it. But if outlier come from subgroup, for example gender, education and so on, better we try to make the multi-group analysis. Okay, we try, and then we evaluation of reflective measurement model. Okay, we try to do by okay. We open the Smart PLS3. We check the data. I already have the data about for the exercise. Okay, we can see here we already collecting the data. Okay, and then we use SmartPLS. First is click new project. For example, we do the customer, for example, customer loyalty, and then okay. We import the data and we go here, click and open. Okay. From here we can check the missing data. Also we can check outlier in here. And then we can make the model. This one, okay. Like I think very easy to use SmartPLS. We just drag the indicator and we have the latent variable. And then we give the name. Like this one is competent. Like customer loyalty. And then we connect here, connect here, connect here, connect here, and connect here. We can set the position, click, right click, and we can here like this one, maybe like this one is okay. We already have the model now, and in the SmartPLS is easy. If this is reflective measurement model, if we have the formative, just click right and then switch between formative and reflective here. Okay, we switch again. Okay, thank you for your watching, and the next video I would try to do the measurement model analysis and then the structural model analysis. Bye bye.